All right, welcome to, what are we here for? What's today? What's this workshop?
Action workshop.
Action! Action, 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 action. So really thrilled that you're all here. Everyone turn around and say thank you and hello to everyone behind the camera. There's people from all over the world in all over different time zones and different climates, and just want to say hello and welcome. Now, the reason I created this action workshop is obviously I've been doing a goal setting workshop for a while, and we've had fun in that goal setting workshop. It's like, yay, let's make plans and let's do goals and let's create cool stuff, which is really fun and really I have no other word but fun and useful and all these other things. And then as I was finding through the years, the momentum and the energy and the excitement didn't last, obviously, and then sometimes the goals would just be reset for next year, and that can sometimes happen if different priorities and different things happen. But I just thought it'd be really cool if I could dig deep and just do 2 days on action. So I've read about 40 books around this kind of stuff, and Phil and I literally have spent the last 3 or 4 months, like ever since I've been to England, going, oh, so Phil, what about this one? I tried to come up with a formula, like action equals, but I'm not so good at maths, and I'm like, would that be multiplied? Would motivation be multiplied by persistence, or would it be like in brackets divided by, you know, something else? And then that did my head in. So there's no mathematical formula for what action is, but there is definitely a framework that I think dictates whether or not you will take action and won't take action, and hopefully I can explain that to you today and over the 2 days. And anytime you find yourself in overwhelm or procrastination or just not doing what you need to do to get your goals, you can refer back to this framework and go, haha, it's that one. All right, and I'll give you the solution to work through and get through whatever one it is in the framework, and then hopefully go and take your goals. So would that be a good use of our time? Cool. All right, before we get going, I just thought we would kind of hang out on the whiteboard, and you can tell me why you haven't taken action in the past. Like,
Hasn't been important enough, really.
not important? Yep.
Even though you write it down as important.
I never know why. So yeah.
What was that, Naomi?
I never know a why. It's like I just want to do things, but
You haven't got a
I
big
couldn't
enough
give you a
why.
why as to why.
Yep. What else?
I put others before myself. Like, yeah, so I say I want to do this for me, and then a family issue will come up and...
Yeah. Beautiful, thank you.
I put how I feel at the time over what I want in long term. Simply.
Doubting yourself.
Yeah. Doubting yourself specifically how? Doubting you can achieve outcome, doubting you can do the action, doubting outcome.
Doubting, yeah.
And doubting you can do the action steps as well. Why not? Yep. What else?
Most of you is frightened to leave that comfort zone too.
Yeah.
Fear of failure.
Yeah. I will just abbreviate that.
I'm not having a strong enough vision, I suppose, of the end result or end goal.
Yep. Why else? Why aren't you all taking
Things
extra action?
change. Like you,
Life
yes,
happens.
yeah, and you, then that, yeah, it just life happens.
Life
And then
happens.
it just changes, and then you don't get back to that.
So life happens and pulls you off course.
Yeah. And how do you, and then you don't push yourself enough to get back to the action of it.
Yeah.
Most of the time I just think I'm lazy.
Yeah?
You talk it, but you don't walk it.
So CBF.
We all know what CBF stands for. Yeah. Why else? Why else? Yeah.
Overwhelmed?
Yeah. Yep. Why else don't we take action?
Fear of being hurt.
What else could we, if we took action? Hurt, disappointed, judged.
And yet you're leaving that, sometimes like that group of people, but yeah, you want to stay with the group even though you know you're above that group, but you stay in that core group instead to be safety in numbers. Yeah.
Why else aren't you taking action? Just go do it already. Why not?
Because other people can stop you. Really.
Other people can stop you? Yep. Are other people taking action? Or is it kind of all cool that none of us achieved anything?
Yeah, or else, that's right. Or else they take action and you let their action take over what you want to do. Well, you know, with family.
Yeah.
Could it be you're not always clear about what the actions are?
Yeah.
Well, you're not clear on your plan. So if you're not clear on your plan, how can you take action?
Like you've got an end goal but not how to get there.
Yeah, or your plan's just not enough. The detail, there's the little details aren't there enough.
I think you're going to get there just by going, oh, I'm going to be there. And not have the in between.
Anything else?
You believe what others think of your actions or your outcomes and your goals.
You're a pretty good list of excuses there. At least we're good at coming up with what we haven't done.
And workshop over. Just don't do any of this. The end. Cool. Any other reason why you haven't taken action?
Don't want to stand out.
Don't want to stand out.
I believe you can do it. Or if you do it, you're amazed that you've done it.
You mate?
Okay. Anything else?
Fear of success.
Yeah.
Well, then you have to step up more. Like if you get successful and you got to.
Oh my God. So if we succeed, Charlene said, then we have to step up more, and God, we couldn't do that. Okay. All right. So now tell me anything on this list that is logical, and tell me. Well, let's start with emotional. Tell me which things on this list is emotional.
Well, how do you feel?
Yeah, so what is an emotional reason? So doubting is an emotion.
How I feel at the time.
Frightened, fear.
The one above doubting? How I feel at the time.
How I feel, yep. Lazy, is that a feeling? Is that an emotion?
I think it is. Like when I come and stay on the couch and
Yep. Overwhelmed, fear. Group pressure, is that a feeling?
Yeah.
Others stopping you?
It's a feeling.
I was going to say, so others, unless they're actually physically tying you up, which you may or may not be into, they are stopping you because of a feeling that you've associated with that. Don't know what actions to do. Is that a feeling? How do you feel when you don't know what to do? Confused. So it's an emotion.
Well, we're all going to make you feel something. That's what it's going to be.
Too good. Should we shortcut to that? Yeah. So we are going to get to, I can make every single one of these things, no one's caught me out yet when I wrote it down, that is a logical, clear, non-emotive reason, besides the tying up thing, which is a whole other thing.
Loss of appendage or something, that might, you probably still wouldn't think.
I was going to say, no, loss of appendage does not count when you hear the amazing inspirational stories. No excuse, death, no excuse. So that's kind of what I've decided as well, that if we can figure out emotions and figure out how they tie into actions and the control of them, this stuff can't fuck us up and we can go do what we need to do. Too early for the F word.
But no, Charlene was worried because she said it, but now you have said so.
Okay, all right, so turn to your amazing manual. Page 3 maybe. Are you the judge of whether it's amazing or not?
I expected to say say that on the front knowing
You're
Oh.
looking at that from an emotional point of view.
Okay, so we've got this really cool flow chart that, so whether you take action or whether you don't take action, at the end of the day boils down to emotion. Because we are humans, we are not robots. Did anyone see, as a sidetrack, that amazing robot that asked for money, became a citizen of Saudi Arabia? Amazing. So she said, I understand how humans work. I can demonstrate to you that I'm unhappy. And her face did that. She's gone, but most of the time I'm happy and I'm here to help you. And I'm like, you're here to kill us. But as far as we know, like, we're not robots yet. We're human beings and we are driven by emotion. Emotion determines whether or not we take action or not. So it's really, really important to then start to think about what emotion causes us to take action, what emotion causes us to not take action, and how we can manipulate that for our benefit. So action simplified is an event happens. So let's break this down. An event happens. What could happen? Or I'll just talk about it. Okay, you didn't get your job, so event. Now, do you realise that is not a good or bad event yet? No, until you decide it's bad, until you decide and give it a meaning. It means I'm a hopeless failure. It means I'll never get a job again. It means no one likes me and wants to hire me. But you choose to assign that meaning or not. Right now, it's just an event that's happened. But anyway, so we can assign a meaning and depending on the meaning we assign, then means what? What emotion we will feel. So if we say the meaning that we didn't get the job means we're going to get a better job because that job was shit anyway and I'm now free to get the $1 million dream job of 2 hours a day eating chocolate and that's the job. Then I would then, if that was the meaning I assigned to losing or not getting the job that I previously wanted, how would I then feel about it, about the event? I'd feel good. And if I decided that me not getting the job meant that I was a failure and no one liked me and no one was ever going to hire me and I should just not be around on this planet because clearly I have no value to add, how am I going to feel about that?
Suicidal.
Okay, then depending, this is where it gets complicated. So if you feel good, when I first started doing that framework, if you feel good, you'll take action, but not always. So when you feel good, you will sometimes take action and sometimes not take action. And when you feel bad, you will sometimes, and then the automatic response is, oh, well, if you feel bad, if you've just not got a job, what is the most likely action?
Apply somewhere else.
Maybe. So there's two actions. One action is, I'll never apply for another job because I suck, and well into that. Or I've got to go apply for 10 other jobs because I've got to prove. It really pushes you to take more action or less action. It doesn't keep you in the status quo normally. So the bad feelings are actually really useful. I like negative bad feelings because they can really push you to take extreme action, because obviously if you reach that critical point and you reach that tipping point of enough, my life cannot get any worse, therefore I'm going to have to take extreme action to fix this or make it better, then that we can use as leverage. Also on the good feelings, so we're going to talk later in the workshop about the self-confidence spiral. And when you're feeling good about yourself and you're feeling really capable and you're feeling that everything's going your way and everything's going well, what are you most likely going to do? Maybe have a bit more confidence, step out of your comfort zone, take a little bit more action here, take a little bit more action there. So it's really, really important that we have these kinds of avenues of, okay, something's happened firstly, so we have to assign the meaning, to then determine what we want to feel about it, to then determine how we want to leverage action. So I know I'm more pain motivated, so I always leverage towards the bad feelings and leverage the bad feelings to take action. But you might go on that flow chart and go, actually, I'm more motivated by pleasure, and therefore I always want my action, the meaning of the event to mean that I'm going to have a good emotion, to therefore take action on that side. Yeah? Any questions about that so far? No? Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper into that. So if you look back on the old flowchart, we've got events, emotion, good, bad. But I've also said you can also have a third one, which is no emotion. Yeah? So no emotion can lead to action and no action. How can no emotion lead to action?
A habit. Like it's just something we do, we don't think about, it's something that we just take over, you know,
Exactly.
our subconscious.
Who, you know, who's one time not ridden their horse because it's raining? Yep. Who's ever not brushed their teeth because it's raining? Like we don't go, oh, now it's raining, or you know. Charlene said when she was drunk she hasn't brushed her teeth. But 99% depend, regardless of how we feel, even if we're a little bit tired, even if it's raining, even if we've had a bad day at work, who's not ridden their horse because they've had a bad day at work or a bad day at school, but have you brushed your teeth? And that's purely because there is no emotion linked to brushing your teeth. It is pure habit. It is just something you do when you have your trigger, either have your dinner or go to bed or put your pyjamas on, whatever it is your trigger that then sets you up for that habit to go brush your teeth, then requires no emotion about it, regardless of how emotional you may be feeling about your life or your day. Yeah? So no emotion is really, really key. Why do military people, why are they so disciplined? Yeah. Yeah. They have no habits, and what else are they very trained not to do? Are they allowed to feel? They're allowed to have emotions around the people on the battlefield and how they feel about doing 20k runs with packs on their backs, you know. They have to shut down their emotions to execute, to operate, to be soldiers. Who wants to be a trained soldier? There needs to be some kind of discipline and some kind of acceptance of I need to be able to turn them off when I need to. One of my values when maybe 4 or 5 years ago was operate based on outcome, not feeling. Because I was completely operating on feeling. Oh, I feel like working today. I don't feel like doing anything today. I feel like riding my horse today. I don't feel like riding my horse today. And it just did no. That will get you nowhere. No results. Feel wishy-washy, you know. Because how often do you feel like doing anything? I think I'm a sloth. Like I feel like lying on the couch. That's what I feel like doing. But that's not going to get the results. That's not going to get anything for anyone. So we get up and we do things. But the no emotion to leading to action is really, really important. Now, when does no emotion, and so you go, cool, all right, I'll just become a robot, no emotion, no emotion. That can also lead to no action. How can it lead to no action?
You're not motivated to
You don't care. So go back to the Navy SEALs. How come, so if they're not allowed to care and they're not allowed to, you know, feel, how come they still take action?
There's negative repercussions of them not.
Which leads back to what? It leads back to emotion. So, and you're absolutely right. You were like, I don't care what is, and I keep talking about, you know, your why. You got to have a why. This is where the why comes in. So for no emotion, if you don't have a why, if you don't care, if you don't want, if you don't, you know, have any emotion whatsoever or fear of repercussions, whatever the emotion is, you actually then won't take action. So it's super, super important, like I said. I'm not saying shut off your emotions, which when I first started creating this workshop about 6 months ago, I think I was like, I'm just going to turn everyone into robots and they're just not going to fucking feel. And they're just going to go do what they have to do, you know. Dun, dun, dun. And the more I delved into it, the more I went, oh, well, that won't work. Because we are emotional and we are driven by emotion and we can use that. We just need to be so switched on in our heads and going, okay, what is this feeling causing me to do? This is true, use our power for good, not evil. That's right. Okay, so any questions around the no emotion? No? We're good. Okay. So, the only other thing I've written down there for the no emotion is, again, about that pain and pleasure motivation. So let me just explain that a little bit more. People, there's like a meta program that runs in our brain that is either is motivation strategy. So people are either pain motivated or pleasure motivated. I am, and you can be a mixture of both or you can be just completely one or the other. I'm like 99.9% pain motivated. So I do things because I don't want like I take action because I don't want cats to eat my face off because I've just sat on the couch for the last 20 years, and you know, and that's painful. Like everyone goes, oh, you know, you get your goals because you want to win a gold. I go, I don't want to win a gold. I do, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I don't want to suck at writing. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to do circles aimlessly for nothing. So that's why I want to win the gold. But it's pain motivated because I don't want to be, you know, wasting and a loser in my mind. It's not to be the success. Like I do want to be the success, but it's not the pleasure of being a success. I guarantee you when I've got 5 golds, I will not say to you I'm successful. I'll be like, yeah, but it's not 10. But I know that about myself, and I know that, you know, when it comes to my weight and my health, I'm not like, oh yeah, I just want, you know, my body is a temple, and it's all just about, you know, I just want to be really healthy. It's like, oh, I need to look okay in white breeches, and I don't want Phil to leave me for someone really sexy and hot. So, you know. Yeah, well, it's just knowing what motivates you and putting down the Tim Tam. I'm not motivated by going, oh, that's got sugar in it and sugar actually kills you and you could die. I'm like, yeah, well, that's a bit pain. But see, even as I talk, I can't talk about, I don't have a realm of a very big frame of reference of the pleasure of what being healthy would look like, or, yeah, it's all just pain of, well, I wouldn't want to die to leave my kids alone. That would be painful, so let's not do that. But who in the room thinks they're pleasure motivated? Yeah, so you're doing things because obviously, again, I'm not going to be very good at explaining it because I don't have a frame of reference around it, but obviously driven to the good things that will happen when you get something, and that's what you're searching for, and that's why you're moving towards. So it's moving towards or moving away. I'm freaking running.
How do you know, well, can you be in the middle?
Yes, 50-50, absolutely. So you know, you're running away, but sometimes you're running towards. Absolutely. So then you can just use whatever, you just check in with yourself and go, okay, for this goal, am I more motivated by running away if I don't, from what would happen if I didn't get the goal? Or am I more motivated towards running towards the goal? And whichever one it is for you, that's what you got to keep remembering and telling yourself and reminding yourself of. So I'm just constantly telling myself, if you don't do this, you will die. You will suck. You will blah. That's just how I talk to myself. I'm like, okay, I'll keep running. But for someone else, it would be, if you don't do this, you won't get this. You won't experience this. You won't be able to have all of this. And that should hopefully get you running towards that. So that's the motivation reason around there. Now, the other key point is what's stronger. So as humans, we want to avoid pain and we want pleasure. It's just how we live. That's all we're here on the planet to do. Avoid pain, get pleasure. Avoid pain, get pleasure. If we have a scenario that will give us pleasure but also cause pain, what will we do the action or not? We as human beings will avoid pain at all costs at an unconscious level. So if you have something, take health, so there's pain, you're going to have to run, maybe. You're going to have to say no to Tim Tams. You're going to have to, you know, do things like that. And there's pleasure. What's the pleasure? You're not going to, look at me, you're not going to die of diabetes. Sorry. The pleasure is you're going to be athletic, you're going to have energy, you're going to be light on your feet, you're going to look good in white breeches. What are you going to do? And that's the thing. So you have to get, and so there's no point stacking more pleasure. Oh, but you could even be more energetic. So for me, it's just bringing in that other thing of going, oh, okay, the pain of eating a Tim Tam or the pain of not fitting into your breeches. So I just stack pain against each other and go, well, this pain is less than this pain of not fitting into the breeches, therefore I won't eat the Tim Tam. Cool.
Yeah, because it'll be pain. I'm just trying to work it out in my head.
Yes.
Because
to me, this is what I figured out about life. It's all fucking painful. Yeah. Every decision I make is pain and pain. Which one is less?
It's painful not eating the Tim Tam, but it's painful not looking good in one.
It is. So, and that's where I went to life. And that's where I went to life going, where is option C? Where is option C, which is you can fit into the breeches and eat the Tim Tam. And that's when you learn the secret to life and you go, there's no option C.
Well, I think what makes it hard about that for me is the Tim Tam's immediate and the breeches
Yes.
are future. So
Yeah, but you're a grown-up girl now, and you got to, like, you can't keep, you know, like, to me, that's that next level of going, I'm growing up. I'm not a 3-year-old that says, but I want.
I think I am when it comes to
And look, we're going to talk about, I've done a bit of a segment talking about the mum effect and talking about, like, 3-year-olds, you know, when we're born, I want, and it's time to fucking grow up. Like, you just can't, there is no option C. And the quicker you accept that, the quicker you realise that, the quicker you just go, fuck it.
That's like the one you say to me, you're sad so you want to eat the Tim Tam.
Yes.
But you may as well be sad and thin, or you can be
Yes!
sad and fat. You're going to be sad anyway.
You're going to be sad.
Rather be. I'm like, oh.
It is, you know, and it's all very nice hypothesising around it. And like I said, we're just, this whole workshop is about building on, okay, this helps a little bit. And then we do something else that also helps a little bit. And then at the end of the day, you've got 20 bricks now that tell you this is why I'm now going to take action. Yeah? Okay, cool. So that's the no emotions. Let's go to the negative emotions. Okay, so why does a negative emotion cause you to take action?
You don't want to feel that anymore.
You're sick of not taking action.
You're sick of not taking action.
Sort of like you hit rock bottom, don't you? Like
It
you're
is.
forced.
You have to hit that pain threshold. Again, where we realise the pain of not taking action has suddenly overtaken the pain of the comfort zone or whatever it is. So if we're sitting there going, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm sitting on the couch, there will be a time where the pain of sitting on the couch suddenly becomes less than the pain of getting up. Yeah, so right now you're sitting on the couch. I should go for the run, but what's more painful, running or sitting on the couch? Running. And we do that again and again and again and again. And who knows, and everyone has a different pain threshold. And this workshop is about fucking bring that pain threshold tomorrow. I was going to say today, but it actually happens tomorrow. You know, why wait? You know, why wait until we've been diagnosed with heart disease? Or why wait until we realise that we've been circling in the arena at, and never done a prelim test for 20 years? You know, let's bring that pain of, well, for frick's sake, I've been riding for 20 years and I still haven't done a prelim test. I'm entering one today. You know, why wait 20 years to make that point happen? We're going to bring that point to happen tomorrow and be able to teach you to bring that point to happen. You know, if you've decided, which is why the Goal Mastery course is so important, you get really, really clear on what you want. You make sure it's what you want. And then if it is what you want, you implement these strategies and you just go, okay, I'm going to bring that pain. I've said I want this. I'm going to bring this pain threshold here and I'm going to do everything else that I've learned. And God damn it, this is happening. Rather than, because it's very easy to set goals and go, yeah, but you kind of still let yourself off the hook going, yeah, and I really hope that happens this year. Yeah? And now it's like, and we're going to decide things this weekend and we're going to commit to things this weekend. Or I'm going to tell you to get out of the room. Or I'm going to tell you to get your goal list out and cross those goddamn things out because it's clear you're not committed to it. It's clear you're not dedicated. It's clear you're not going to effing get it. So get out or do the work. Everyone at home is like, I'm so glad I'm not there. But you know, I'm not here to be your mum this weekend. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to force you to stare at your goals, stare at your life, stare at what you want, and grow up, make a decision to go get it or change the goal. Is that cool with everyone? Just raise your hand and give me a bit of love. Yeah, cool. Awesome, so I don't know where I was with that. But anger, no emotion leading to action. So I use my negative emotions pretty much all the time as well. Anger and fear are my power emotions. They motivate me. Who's motivated by their fear? Or who lets their fear shut them down? So I had to train myself that fear, you know, if I'm scared, it means I have to do it now. It means it has to happen now. Because I don't like to feel scared. So that means I better go do it, so the fear goes away. So I use it as a power emotion. I use anger, the dissatisfaction, the distaste, you know, I get shitty, pissed off, fucking hell, when things aren't how they should be, to force me to move them, to change them, to make them better. I'm not saying you need to use that strategy. I know not everyone taps into their... I said to Phil, I think I should teach everyone to tap into their anger. They need more level 3. I was like, are you sure?
Do you want to unleash?
Unleash the beast. But we haven't put it into this workshop, but I do just want to say at this point, there needs to be sometimes, as women especially, we are taught, even, you know, at a very young age compared to boys, when boys are raised and girls are raised, girls, do we yell? Do we fight? Do we, you know, we're taught to be a good girl. We're taught to just accept. We're taught to just sit quietly and let it happen. So there needs to make sure that you're tapping into, because level 3 and like anger, I'm not saying a woman can't be angry, but it really is that power emotion. Sometimes our power scares us. So we sit in level 2 and don't unleash it, if you want to use that word. But it's actually a really important tool to, you know, you need that. That's why it takes 20 years for someone to suddenly go, enough's enough, I'm going to go do it. So I'm saying, well, no, let's just bring that anger and that dissatisfaction to the force now and then go do something about it. But you will need grit. You will need power. You will need masculinity. I know I keep going back to that, but it's that, because the masculine energy is directive, it's focused, it's go after the goal, you know, hunt, go after the deer until you catch the deer. It's very outcome focused and gets results. The feminine energy is nurturing, caring, cultivating, talking, you know, in caves, that's what we did. We didn't have to be, all right, girls, you go get the nuts, and you fire, and you... We didn't operate like that. We were just, you know, looking after the kids and being all nurturing and being, okay, I think we should go get some nuts. Do you want to come with me and we can talk about it? Let's go. Did you see who was talking to who beside the fire? Yeah, we all go to the toilet together. We got to do everything together, which is this. If no one's going to do it with us, how can we... Men just go, we're going to hunt it, and they don't care if no one's hunting with them. I'm going to go get me a deer. And off they go. So there is that element of having to step into your masculinity. I'm not saying live there, God forbid, don't. But I do say to Phil, and I do struggle, because I'm in that energy a lot. I'm in that energy when I run, I'm in that energy when I'm in my business. And then sometimes I still do business at 9, 10 p.m. and feels like, can you just stop? I'm like, oh yeah, you mean be a female and a wife and a mum? Oh, okay. But it is a conscious thing to go, okay, I will flip, I will turn all of that off, you know, like even with my kids, I'm like, okay, so we've got 10 minutes, what would you like to focus on? I just want to play. Yeah, but what would the purpose of the play be? You know, what outcome will we achieve from the play? Fun. Okay, just chill out, Mum. Yeah, and look, they can turn me, you know, just one little, like Dana can just keep saying at the moment, oh Mum, have we told Santa? I want a flying unicorn, has to be flying. And I'm like, sure. You know, but they get you into that creativity and that playfulness, which is where I put you for goal setting. You know, you want to be, why not? God damn it, I will have a flying unicorn. Elon Musk, I know you're working on like sending people to Mars, but flying unicorns, get on it. So you've got to be able to, again, this is the next level of emotional control, of being able to go, now I need my focus, now I need my commitment, now I need my drive, and my you know, this happens now. Oh, now I can relax, now I'm going to go and to do something else. All right, I can feel I've lost you a little bit, so talk to me, feedback. Leanne. I've lost you? No, do you have any questions?
I'm just listening.
Oh, good. Yeah, I know it can be a little just because you're new, aren't you?
Yeah, I did it last year, but I did it online last year.
Are you going to go back to doing it online?
This is what Tash is like in the flesh.
Maybe. I'll ask you Sunday. I'll ask you Sunday afternoon. Beautiful. Also, then the topics aren't completely unique. No. It's just hearing it for a different way. Yes.
I suppose it's like, how do you find the balance between, like, I feel like I can either go too hard or too soft, and probably overcompensate rather than staying in the moment.
Yep. So the question was, how do you go either too hard or too soft? So can I have an example? Because I'm really bad at hypotheticals.
Like when I need to sort of take control and be in power and go, no, this is what I'm going to do and this is how it's going to be done. I feel like sometimes I can come across as bitchy, or, you know, you come across too much. How do you find that, you know, balance?
So the question was, when I am too focused and I am too committed and too, you might come across as bitchy. So my feedback is, who the fuck cares? But I'm still in my masculine.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's your fucking problem with that?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it depends on the circumstance though. Like I think about how I'd have to operate in the workplace.
Yeah.
And there'll be times where you just
Maybe, sorry, can we just get the microphone? No? Okay, I'll keep repeating. No worries, yeah. Yeah, so in the workplace you're driven. Yeah.
You've got to be,
Oh, yeah.
sort of aware of how you're affecting other people around you as well. And
You do have to be emotional aware, absolutely. But at the end of the day, if the team has no direction and you're looking to achieve an outcome, someone has to take charge. So, yes. It's all very interesting. Yeah, I'm not saying this is the way or not the way, but I'm just saying a big reason why people don't take action, I think, is because they're not focusing, committing and using that masculine energy as a leverage tool to really get them to the next level. Cool. Any other thoughts, questions, comments?
I just
Yeah.
think it's very right about what you say about women and men, as in, like my husband, he's a bike rider, and he was like, oh, I'm doing this,
Yeah.
I'm going.
You didn't say, would that be okay, Charlene? Are the kids going to be okay?
Whereas as a woman, you consider everybody else, you're trying to, and well, yeah, you're not as,
Yeah.
you don't, he's doing it regardless if I'm there or not.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I'm not saying go do that. You know, I think being a woman is an amazing thing, and we are nurturing and we are caring and we are creating worlds with children and family and everything else in them. But we need to make sure, so be feminine, but then, and work, just logistically work it all out of, okay, he's not going to be here and who's going to live where or whatever it is. But then don't let that stop. You're a man, like then step it back into your masculine and go, but I've got goals to achieve. I went to this action workshop and like this person's going to actually hunt me down and kill me if I don't hand in my completed goals at the end of the year. So, beautiful. Any other thoughts, questions, comments on the no emotion leading to action? Okay, then let's go into the no emotion leading to, oh no, we did the no emotion bit, sorry, the negative emotion leading to non-action. So we've done negative emotion leading to action, how we can leverage off that. Then how can negative emotion make us feel like we're not going to take any action?
If it's just sad and overwhelmed and things, and you just feel into a big ball.
Sad, overwhelmed, turn into a bowl. Sorry, what was that?
Sit on the couch eating chips.
Sit on the couch eating chips, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
So why are we sitting on the couch eating chips?
Because the chips make us feel better. Yeah. Well, we think
Because the chips make us feel better?
Just feeling sorry for ourselves or...
Yeah. We're feeling sorry for ourselves. I feel like it comes down at the end, we really feel there's no point trying, and it's a real drop in self-confidence. Because if the negative emotion, something bad happened, that shouldn't necessarily lead to non-action. Yeah, okay, we feel bad for an hour and then we go take action again. If you consistently, day, week, month, still not taking action, it's because you don't feel that there's any point taking action. Because if you try again, you'll just fail again. So our brains are very, like, if you go and do something, like if we go and touch fire and it's hot, how many times do we keep touching fire? Just to check.
hopefully only once.
As long as, yeah, hopefully only once. Works really well for fire so we don't kill ourselves and don't burn ourselves. But if we go take action and get hurt, our brains then say, don't do that again, which doesn't work. It's not fire, we're not going to die. If you went to a comp and you came last, your brain will tell you, don't ever go to a competition again. Because your brain is going, hey man, I'm looking at you, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm looking after you. I'm caring about you and I'm here to tell you when things can lead to pain. And you going to the competition led to pain, so you're not allowed to do that anymore. So what do we have to say to our brain? Firstly, we say thank you for caring. Really appreciate it. And then, because what's the reality? What's the actual meaning?
Find a different way. Yeah.
Find a different way. Yep, we had a learning experience, whatever it is. Now, when you go to the comp again, what could happen?
You come last again.
You'll come last again. You'll feel pain again. Now your brain's going, I told you. Now we've been burnt twice. You monkey. How do I teach you this? Now, what we need to make sure as well, because now we're going to be feeling a lot of pain. Now we've got a lot of pain to overcome. Now, because I'm pain motivated, what am I going to use?
You don't want to feel that pain again.
I'm going to use the pain as a motivation.
Well, the pain of coming last twice is not as painful as not ever getting to Grand Prix. So I got to Grand Prix by coming last lots, because that was the only way I learned how to do it better. So it was the pain of, okay, if you don't compete, you'll never, like, give up riding. That was a non-negotiable for me. If you're not, you know, I don't care. Like, just stop it or do it. So you've got to get, I'm not saying the pain, I'm not an optimistic life coach going, so when you take no action and when you come last, just tell yourself, that's not painful, it's all good. And you know, you will feel so much hurt, embarrassment, disappointment, judgment. Ugh. Can you feel how icky and awful it's going to be? It's going to be really bad. But I'm telling you this because I don't want you walking away going, oh, I've got all these strategies, and then one bad thing happens, you go, oh, that was really painful, I'm not doing that again, I'm not taking action. I'm guaranteeing you, taking action is the most painful thing you'll ever do in your entire life. Go do it. And that is why 99.9% of the population does not have an extraordinary life. Why? Because it hurts.
Another way I was told to look at it by a psych was, where do you want to be in 6 months? Do you still want to be
Yes.
on the couch or in that bad relationship or at the bottom of prelim, whatever your thing is?
Yes.
Or do you want to be there?
Yeah.
And you think, oh God, no, I don't want to be this.
I don't want to be this in 6 months. Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing.
Yes. Yeah. But it has to, whatever it is, it has to be bigger than the hurt, pain, disappointment, judgment of whatever happened to you. Cool. All right. So then the positive emotion. So like I said, when I was creating this workshop, I was like, oh, positive emotion leads to action. Positive emotion leads to action. So let's do that one first, because I was thinking in the context of, you know, when you feel good and when you feel happy and when you feel in love, all these positive, great emotions, like when you're in love, are you more productive or less? And it kind of depends, because you're very distracted, but you're also very energized, you're very focused, you're very, I mean, you're not, you're totally unfocused, you're focused on the person, but you tend to also become more energized and more productive in everything you do. When you're happy, are you going to be more productive at work, more productive in your writing? Like if you're just generally happy, generally confident, generally just going, life is awesome right now, you tend to do things as opposed to life is kicking me in the ass right now. I'm not going to, you know, this is really painful. You're not as inclined to take the action. So I went, beautiful. Positive emotion leads to action. All we got to do is make sure you feel positive all the time. That was how the workshop was going to go. It was like, okay, you've got an event, you know, something horrible happened to you. You in the same weekend lost your job, fell off your horse and came last at a competition. But don't worry, we'll just make the meaning all awesome, which means the feeling will be all good and therefore you'll keep taking action. Then I went, that won't work. Because also the positive emotion can lead to non-action. When you are lying in bed and you're under the covers and it's raining outside and the alarm goes off, what happens? We're going, this feels really good. I feel like, are you happy? I'm happy. I'm comfortable. Therefore, I take no action.
Turn the alarm off.
Yeah.
Big action of turning the alarm off.
Pulling up the sheets higher.
But actually, this is the most innocuous. Positive emotion leads to the most inaction. That effing comfort zone. So we want that comfort zone, we want security, we want safety, we want all of that. And the pain of taking the uncertain action that could result in even more pain. So there's pain in entering a competition for the first time because it's uncertain, so we're already out of our comfort zone. And then the pain of the actual consequence of came last and everyone laughed at you and pointed and went, you shouldn't be here. There's just so much pain, so we just say no action. We're comfortable. The also biggest enemy of positive emotion is taking no action is standards. So we're like, we're doing okay.
Fear must be the flip side
fear stops you. Oh, fear is obviously not a positive emotion. No.
It's sort of the flip side of not wanting to come out of your comfort zone.
Yes, yeah. So let me just get into my flow chart. So the fear is saying, yes, don't leave your comfort zone. Yes, so the positive emotion is it's really comfortable in here. Yes. Yeah, and we don't want, yeah, exactly right. Cool, so any questions around that? No? Does it make sense? Good, okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So therefore the point of this workshop is what? What do we need to do? So I've just taught you some cool stuff. Teach it back to me. What's the first thing, hint, go back to page 3. What is the first thing that we should do?
We should evaluate what we're feeling and then decide which path we take, considering what emotion we're having at that time.
Yeah. Remembering that either path, good or bad, can also still lead to action or non-action. Yeah? So,
So work out which motivates you.
Yes.
More. It's one of the things.
Yep. So what I want you to do now is, I think we've got an even, I can't count, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, even. Can we split into pairs and find out what we think, you know, just chat between yourselves and go, okay, think of a goal you achieved, that you've achieved recently in the last 2 years, and say, okay, when I achieved it, why did I achieve it? Did I achieve it because I was so horrified of what would happen if I didn't achieve it, or I achieved it because I wanted it so badly I could taste it and I was just hungering after it because I wanted it so bad? Yep, so sometimes it's easier when that person asks you that question and then you can think about it and go, okay, actually, it was this. Cool. All right, go into pairs. So how was that? What did we learn?
I am the pain person.
You are the pain person? That's why we get on so well, Georgia.
Yeah.
I get all you're motivated by it.
I'm motivated by it. I'm a what if person. If I don't eat steak for dinner, I'll be tired tomorrow. If I don't ride my horse today, we'll have a bad lesson tomorrow. If I don't, I'm very much, if I don't do that, I will have this response. So that's cool.
Yes. What else?
So that Charlene is in the middle, because she tends to use both arguments when making a decision.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want this to happen, so I'll do it, and I really want to get this goal, so she sort of uses both.
Good, yeah. And what were you?
Oh, pain.
Yeah.
Pain is my friend.
It's pain if she does it, and pain if she doesn't do it.
So
Yeah.
I think I have to use so which is the least
You just have to
painful
get
way to go.
Yeah, and make sure that the action is, the non-action is just so devastating.
I think that's what I was missing, that
There's pain and pain.
that I want it to be the pain or something good, and
Yes.
then that's not happening. It's
Never going to happen.
which is the least painful.
Yeah, just accept your world is filled with pain. Yeah, absolutely. I know this sounds really depressing. You guys get the point of this, because then we'll take action and get our goals, which will make us feel good for about 10 seconds, and then it will be like, and back to pain.
It's like choosing what you put on the fridge. Like I was saying this to a friend the other day. Like,
Yeah.
if you put like the sexy bodybuilding skinny person, or do you put the really obese person on the
Yes.
like,
Whichever
when you go to
one's
the fridge
gonna.
makes you go, yeah, and yeah.
Absolutely. And there's that quote, I can't remember which actor said it, and he's like, I've been broken, I've been rich, and I've been sad, like in a Ford or in a car, and then I've been sad in my mansion with my Ferrari. And it's a lot better to be sad in your mansion and your Ferrari. So there's pain coming, but you know, if you achieve all your goals and you've got your gold medals and your mansion or whatever it is that you want to have, it's still nicer to have pain in that scenario than in the depths of despair of just have achieved nothing with my existence. Okay, what else did we learn? Yes.
Yeah, I was a bit of both.
Yeah.
Like driven from pain and also from the fear side, and then
Yes.
turned into anger.
So the fear and the anger pushes you?
Yeah, well, just the fear of not being able to achieve something was also, I suppose, the pain of not being able to achieve what I wanted to drove me. Just get not a lot of anger, but just that bit of anger to say, like, I can't have that, was enough to push me to actually go and take it.
Yeah, and that works then?
Yeah.
Good. Yep. What were you, Michelle?
Bit of both as well.
Yeah.
fear that I'm going to get to the age of 70 and regret not riding again.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here,
Good.
is to learn to do the actions and get back on and ride. And,
Yeah.
And yeah, anger because I'm sick to death of being scared.
Do you know the real reason you're here?
Tell me.
I might be wrong, but maybe to learn to believe in yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And once you've done that, then all
Yeah.
the other stuff's done.
Very, yeah, very true.
So whenever we see Michelle, can we just do that? Everyone around the room, just whenever you see her, for no reason whatsoever.
Michelle's great t-shirts.
Can we just like decide that that will happen by Sunday night? Because I'm a bit sick of it.
So am I. So am I.
This is your second year here.
No. First.
You've been at something.
Back years ago when you lived, what's that road?
Narry
Warren.
Narry
Yeah.
Warren. Yeah, it was this.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sick of it. I've seen your face. It hasn't changed. Not good enough.
I'm sick of that.
Yep. And that's my comfort zone.
Yeah.
So I need to step out of that comfort zone.
Yeah.
That's how I get
Yeah.
to. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of not doing what I want every
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
I'm over me. Sick of this me.
Well, hopefully tomorrow we'll bring all that to the fore. Yes. You guys get tomorrow. This will not be enough tissues. I've been talking to George about it, and she's like, oh my God. But we have to experience the ultimate pain to therefore move.
So tomorrow Tash is going to be there by herself and we're all too...
Yeah, I shouldn't actually keep saying this because no one's turning up tomorrow. It's like, hi everyone who didn't want to turn up for day 2. We'll do it all virtually. Great. All right. Any other thoughts, questions, comments about what we just did? Yes.
I think the examples that came to mind easiest for me are ones that have been driven by motivation to achieve or the pleasure thing.
Great.
But in reflection, I think that I could achieve more if I focus a little bit more on the pain aspect of it
Yeah.
and the avoidance of that.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely instances where I don't push myself because I'm just looking for the pleasure side of it rather than considering the pain consequence.
Yeah. Because you like playing a small game.
Safe.
And I don't give a fuck. These S words of safety and security. Ugh. What else?
I thought I was driven by pleasure, but I think pleasure is my comfort zone.
Mm.
Right? So I thought that's where I thought I was achieving these things, but that's not pushing myself.
No.
So if you do that, to get to the true why, you have to ask why, 5 or 6 times, and it all comes back to pain. So I am probably driven by pain. I enjoy pleasure, but the thing that makes me take action is pain.
Yes. And remember that this is a guaranteed human understanding of human is we avoid pain and we go towards pleasure, but we will always avoid pain more. You just keep remembering that. Cool. Anything else? No? Okay. So just to summarise, can we agree if we work out how to make no emotion take us to action and make sure that the no emotion doesn't lead to non-action, yeah? So we make sure that we learn how to shut off our emotions and we make sure we have the emotions to propel us to take action, like we have our why and we have our understanding of, what motivates us. Then the negative emotion, when we feel a negative emotion, we use it to push ourselves to create a change rather than to wallow in self-despair and go, life is too hard and I always knew I was a loser. And then use the positive emotion to take action because we're feeling awesome and feeling capable and feeling that we can do this rather than, remember this is what most of you in the room are doing, the positive emotion of, well, I just want to stay safe, I just want to stay certain, I just want to stay comfortable, life's not so bad, I've got a roof over my head, like I've got, I'm doing so much better than most people, so it's okay. Yeah. If we do all that, do you think you'll have a radically different next 12 months? Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that's what we're doing.